Howdy, friends. Welcome back to Dealing with Abundance, where today we're not dealing with the normal kinds of abundance. We're just cooking dinner because that's what we do, right? Okay. Tonight we are making a noodle stir fry. Now, I can literally hear you going, Heather, what the hell is a noodle stir fry? A noodle stir fry is stir fry made with noodles instead of rice because that is what my 7-year-old stepson asked me for. I don't want noodles, I'd like rice. We are accommodating. To said item, we are going to do half of a yellow onion. I don't use a lot of red onion when I'm cooking anything that is not of the Latin fashion. It's just red onion is too potent for me, personally. But we are going to, what my grandma used to call, rough chop an onion, squash, zucchini, three, I think they were banana peppers. I did have some wax peppers, but I decided not to put that in there because he didn't like those because they're too spicy. I had half a bag of frozen broccoli that just needed to get used up, and I just tossed that in there. The wee man does happen to like broccoli, so he's getting it. I don't. Then he saw this big box of mushrooms and said, I don't like mushrooms. And I said, I know, you're not getting all the mushrooms, just like 4 or 5. And other people in the house like mushrooms. So we're going to put mushrooms in there. And I got the face, but mushrooms went in because I'm the chef, not him. That's me checking out the broccoli because I thought I saw something, but I think it was just the lighting. It is okay to check your food. In fact, I suggest you do so because, yeah, who wants to eat yucky food, right? I don't. You don't either. Now, I do not mind stems of mushrooms, so I cut those up and put them in there. I'm also going to add 4 cloves of garlic. I'm Italian. Garlic is a staple. Does not matter what we're cooking. And I'm going to just go ahead and pre-lay it out that not only am I not Asian, I'm super white. And so this is the white girl version of, late night Asian food. So you're probably not going to get all the flavors that you want. Like, I'm not putting anything fishy in there, so I'm not using fish oil, but I do have some. I do use sesame oil. I like to cook with that. And I'm going to use 5 spices as my major main ingredient. These are not always the best ingredients. It's what I have laying around, y'all. And that's what we're getting because this is what I'm cooking for dinner. If you would like to change it up, remember that you are welcome to do so. Let's chop up our garlic. It does not have to be fine because, again, I like the way garlic tastes, so chunks are happy for me. In my I have a really nice wok right here. I've had it for like 10 years. I buy this red miso paste from Lidl. I've also found almost the exact same kind of red miso paste at the Asian grocery store, and the ingredients are all the same, and there is a $5 difference between me buying it at Lidl and me buying it at the Asian grocery store. Lidl wins out. I have put in probably a little over a tablespoon and a half of sesame oil, and I'm just eyeballing what I feel like I need sesame or for the miso paste, and I'm going to cook it up with the oil so that it emulsifies. It almost gets a little bit crispy because once I add in the meat and the veggies, the water from those as they cook out helps break it down some. But I just like that as a base flavor because, again, I'm a white girl and I don't know how to make all those umami flavors. They have a cheat for me. I'm gonna use it. Now, I also like ginger and I don't want to cut it up. I am gonna take a little grater and just grate some fresh ginger in here in just a second when I feel like the paste is doing its thing. And I like the skin and everything. I know some people are like, oh, you need to peel the skin. There's nothing wrong with the skin. It's good for you. I just grate it up the way that we're doing right now. And I will add this throughout the dish so that I feel like I get enough ginger. I can taste it if there's not enough. And for me, ginger is like an Asian flavor that I feel like should be prominent. And since I'm the chef, it's going to be prominent. That's just how this works. Once I let the ginger cook for a moment or two, I am going to drain out any excess water from my pork. Now, this is from a big pork loin. I had cut out pork chops, and I always keep the ends and just cut them up for quick little stir fries, or sometimes Steven and I will take these little guys. I mean, it's like stew meat, but with pork, and, we'll put them in a little flour and fry them up. It just kind of depends on, whatever. It's just I preset myself up for an easier meal, and I'm just adding these to the hot wok. The best part about a hot wok is the hotter it is, the faster things go, and the better it all tastes. Now I'm just going to swirl this around a little bit in my sesame oil and miso action. And then this is where the I'm a white girl is going to happen. Yes, soy sauce and teriyaki sauce are going to happen, and soy is salty. But I am going to add some five spice, which I like quite a lot. I think it tastes really good on pork. It's also something that I often put in my stir fries personally. Just, I like the way it tastes. I'm also going to add a little bit of mixed up salt in a moment and some fresh ground pepper. And I know people are going to be like, why did you add that? Because I'm white and that's what I want to add to it. That's how this stuff works. You get what you want. When you cook, you put what you want on there. If Uncle Roger comes from my video, then he comes from my video. I'm openly stating that I am not an Asian lady. Just a white girl trying to feed my fam, y'all. Nothing hardcore here. But anyway, we're going to do the basics. We're going to get a little seasoning going on here. And we are just going to keep stirring it up a little bit and stirring it up just like you're supposed to on a wok poo. Lots of people have that thing where they can swoosh the wok. I can't. My wrist is not strong enough for that. Now, to a large pot over here, we are going to add a buttload of salt because it should look like the ocean in here when you make pasta. I don't care what kind of pasta you make. If you're going to make pasta, you need salty water. It's the only time you're going to be able to put flavor in a noodle. And if you have ever made noodles, they suck up all the water and all the salt. Now, we have browned our meat. It's not quite totally done. It's like right on the border. And I like that because I know I'm going to put it back in this pot, back in this wok. Look, my husband's taste testing it. And I told him, I was like, babe, it's probably medium. And he's like, that's the way pork should be. That's all right. Okay. We're going to take all of our meat out of this pan. And after we do that, we're going to add a little bit more sesame oil. And by the way, I want to keep as much of the juices on here as possible because I'm going to add it in because I want flavors. I have added all of the veggies we cut up earlier. Again, I'm adding five spice and we're going right back to the same three flavors I had before. A little bit of mixed up salt because again, this is me and not you, and you put whatever you want in here. This is what I want. And we're going to do some fresh ground pepper, and it's a wok. So guess what we're going to do, y'all? We're going to wok it up. We're going to mix it up. We're going to make sure it's all tasty. I did add a little bit more of the miso paste and sesame oil just to make sure that we don't stick, because nobody wants their food to stick. My water's boiling and we are putting in some noodles. Now, these are not lo-mein noodles. I thought I had some and then my husband said, nope, all you got is all this thin stuff. Now, you can use spaghetti noodles in place of that, but we don't like traditional spaghetti noodles at my house. They're too thick, which is probably why I didn't have any lo mein. But here's the reality. It does not matter. Noodles are going to be noodles, and that's that. So I put my spaghetti spoon in here, and being the Italian girl I am, I twist, and I'm just going to pull all the noodles out and throw them on top of the meat. Because in a few minutes, we're just going to add them to this pot, which is going to be tasty, and we want to make sure that our vegetables are mostly, if not all the way cooked, before you add your liquid seasoning. Of course, we need soy sauce. And do not come at me for the fact that this says great value teriyaki sauce. This is my backup teriyaki sauce because I have not been to the Asian market this month and I'm out of regular teriyaki. You use what's in the cabinet. Okay, that's how this works. It's not quite as sweet as I would like, but that's okay. We're gonna roll with it. But you want to get a little base layer on your veggies so that your veggies get some of the flavor, because again, noodles are gonna soak up every freaking thing. It's funny because my son said that the pork tasted sweet, and I said it was because of the five spice. But as soon as I put it in this, back in the wok with the noodles and everything, and I mixed everything up, he couldn't tell. He's like, it doesn't taste the same. And I said, yeah, because the noodles suck everything up. So we're just adding all of our goodies, including the juice that was on my plate. And we're just going to mix it around. And that's it, y'all. It's really not very difficult. In about 30 minutes, I had ourselves, just some super fun, basic stir fry. We're going to add a little bit more soy and some more teriyaki on top to the noodles and the pork. And I'm just going to mix it around until I like the happy sizzle sound, turn it off, and serve. It's really